Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, you don't get to see my big, hairy, ugly face, but instead we're going to look at Guaranteed Gains, a program by Scott Herman. Before I get into this topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. All right, so one of my viewers awared me of this program and said, hey, big, hairy, ugly dude, will you look at this program and tell me what you think? So, look, sometimes Scott can be an easy target, and I'm not making this video just to pound on Scott. I'm going to take a real look at his program, Guaranteed Gains, and give you my opinion on the program, not my opinion on Scott as a human being. All right, let's dive into the program. First off, the program is called Guaranteed Gains. This is a PDF. That I got from Scott by signing up on his website, and I downloaded it. The first thing you notice is guaranteed is spelled wrong. So I'm not sure if that's on purpose, Scott, if you spelt it wrong to kind of put a secret asterisk or a secret Easter egg in there, so we knew it's not really guaranteed, it's guaranteed. Ha, Scott, nice one. Anyway, that's being trivial, but if you're going to put out a PDF for your fans, you might want to get some form of spell check. But here is the PDF. You can see in all its glory, we're pounded with different colors of highlights. So much so that it's really like putting a child on LSD and feeding them sugar for like 4 hours. That's how my eyes feel right now. But let's get started. Let's get started and look at the program. All right. So, Scott, I hope you don't mind me taking a few cheap shots at you. It's all in good fun. Let's just look at the program now. A point-by-point analysis, and I put together this little cheat sheet because I want to give it some fair analysis. Point-by-point analysis, guaranteed gains. No one can guarantee gains or fat loss. What he means is that if you do this program perfectly and eat perfectly, you'll build some muscle. The problem with that statement is it's true for any reasonable muscle building program, so that inherently doesn't make this program special. Basically, calling it guaranteed gains does not make this program special. It's like any other muscle building program. Do it properly, eat right, you're going to make gains. The biggest issue I have with this program is that Scott says the program is easy to follow if you're a beginner. And I'm going to pull you back over the PDF, and let's see, we'll weed through all this nonsense. And you can see right here, it says this program is very easy to follow whether you're a complete beginner. He's talking ranked novice, never touched a barbell before. Now, I'm going to focus on that a lot in this video because it really shows you where Mr. Started is at mentally. I mean, no one should put a beginner on this program. I wouldn't run this program, but certainly not a beginner would run this program. I'm going to show you why. But I got a breakdown. First, if we look at the program, let's get started. All right. It has 4 workouts. Upper A, right here, upper A, and then then we scroll down. You got upper B, right? And then you have lower A, lower B. So you got 4 workouts. One of the things you'll notice right away is that this is kind of a bro split with frequency. You have, even though it's like upper 1 and upper 2, they're not the same workouts. You're not hitting upper body the upper body twice a week. You're only hitting legs twice a week. So it's kind of muddled in that way. But I wanted to show you the basic structure. Now, upper A is basically chest, traps, biceps, forearms, and rear delts. Let's take a look at it here. Upper A, okay, you see that right here, upper A. And if my, there we go, let's lower that down there. Upper A. Now, look at the routine, okay? You have bench press, power shrugs, barbell curls, supersets of cable flies and face pulls, incline dumbbell curl, and then a optional superset, getting some water here, of forearms, okay? So that's basically it. You can see 8 sets of bench press, 5 sets of power shrugs, 4 sets of bicep curls, some miscellaneous shoulder work and a chest isolation exercise, more curls, and then forearms. So you actually have more curl work, or the same amount of curl work here as you have bench press work. Don't really care about that, but a lot of forearm work. So let's break this down a little bit. This has upper one has up to 37 sets with 8 sets of bench press. First off, the volume is excessive. That's obvious, and anybody looking at this program, will probably agree with me. That's a lot to do in one workout. It doesn't mean it's excessive per body part, but that's simply a lot of work to do for one training day. Now, granted, some of the program features supersets, but it's still excessive and obviously crazy and unnecessary for beginners. Second, 8 sets of bench for beginners, and this is one of the issues I have with the program. How about we work on form a little bit first before we crush the volume? Oops, I made a little spelling mistake there. We'll just go ahead and just delete it. All right, before we crush the volume, this is a recipe for disaster and pain. Are you going to really you're really going to advise that a rank beginner do 8 sets of bench press? All right, so we move on to upper B, which is right here. Let's take a look at it. We're going to scroll down a little bit. Upper B has, guess what? We're starting off with 6 more sets of bench press variations, this time close grip bench. So we're up to 14 bench press variation sets during the week. Then we follow it with 5 sets of T-bar rows, 5 sets of a barbell overhead shoulder press variation, and then pull-ups, more rear delt work, a tricep exercise called the power bomb, and then, let me get this back focus here. Sorry about that. And then more optional forearm work. So, upper B has up to 36 sets and 6 more sets of bench variations, this time focusing on close grip bench. So here we're doing the back and shoulders. You can see it's not an A-B split. It's more like a bro split, but you're doing back and shoulders on this day, and the previous day you did chest and arms, or chest and biceps, with a few other things. While this program looks like an upper-lower split, it's really a bro split. You have 2 upper days, making it look like frequency training for the upper body, but it is not. That's not a criticism, that is an analysis. This program is simply an oddly constructed bro split, meaning you have 2 intense leg days and 2 upper body training days that that do not overlap except for things like face pulls and forearm work. Oddly enough, we have 8 more sets of forearm work, optional of course. Remove the forearm work and these workouts are still closing in on 30 sets per day. So one of the criticisms people could have of my critique is that I'm focusing on the volume of sets, but hey, 16 or whatever of them, 17, 18, 19 sets are forearm work. That's true, but you're still closing in on 30 sets per day. Now, if you look at this upper 2 day, there's no real shoulder variation. You're only doing 5 sets of delt work, side front delt work, and there's no tricep variation. Really, you're just doing more bench variation and a few sets of one other tricep exercise. And, of course, we're doing more, I put face pulls, but that should read rear delt work, all right? So now we're going to roll on to lower one, and stay tuned because I'm going to give you the hammer of what I really feel about this program when it's done. I'm going to break down the overall weekly sets. Leg day 1, of course, we're starting with 8 sets of squats. Why wouldn't we? Then we're working with 5 sets of RDLs, 5 sets of glute bridges, 5 sets of calf work, and of course 9 set of abs. And then leg day 2, I'm just going to bounce straight over here because remember, we're doing 2 leg days a week. 5 sets of front squats, of course. Now we have 13 sets of squats for the week. 5 more sets of RDLs, 5 sets of hip thrusts, 5 more sets of calf work, and then 10 more sets of abs. Okay, so let's break this down. Lower day 1. Again, we have 8 sets of squats. Do you even walk, bro? And yet again, this is excessive for beginners. Let's learn form first before we paralyze the lifter, okay? Anybody that would advocate 8 sets of squats a week for a rank beginner is a fool, in my opinion. Sorry, Scott, but that's just my opinion, and you can feel free to call me a fool for that. No quad work beyond squats during this whole week, which to me equals LOL. LOL. But of course, we have 9 sets of abs. Why wouldn't we have 9 sets of abs? Because, we're going for the beach look. That's just my little snarky little sidebar. Don't panic. It's just my opinion. Now, lower body 2, okay? Lower body 2, same body parts. 30 sets, and of course, 5 more sets of squats. Why not? Since you can't walk or don't know form yet, let's just do 13 sets of squats a week. And, maybe you'll be able to not get crippled and learn form, eventually before you cripple yourself. All right, I'm just babbling right now. No extra quad work, of course, and 5 more sets of RDLs. 10 sets of RDLs for beginner. Really, Scott? I mean, seriously, that's insane. Not only are they unable to walk, but they're unable to stand up correctly. A beginner is going to have serious, lower back weakness to begin with. They have to build up a base level of strength. Doing 10 sets of RDLs out of the gate. First off, RDL is much like squats. We have to learn how to do them properly. And jumping right in to 10 sets of RDLs is ridiculous. I'm going to recap this workout and my final thoughts. Number 1, this is 1 part bro split and 1 part squat and RDL hell leg frequency training. It's a very odd program structure for that reason. Just an incredible amount of squats and RDLs, and then you have 2 bro split days. So very odd. Point number 2, it's one of the ugliest programs I've ever seen, in my opinion, of course, and I'll break that down a little bit here in a second. The program is listed as effective because it gives you, and this is from Scott, multiple growth periods. Let's see if we can scroll up just so you guys can verify that I'm not pulling this out of my butt. Right here, you see it gives you multiple growth periods. I think that might be a little bit like dry muscle. I'm not sure what Scott means, but I'm assuming he means frequency training for legs and maybe for your abs and maybe for your rear delts, because that's really about all the frequency training encompasses in this program. And point 4, way too much volume. And not only that, but the volume is muddled AF. AF means as fuck for those of you paying attention, keeping score at home. That's my opinion, of course. All right. One final thing, we're going to break it, and people ask me for my opinion. I'm going to give you my opinion. It's a long video, but here we go. One final breakdown. We're going to look at weekly volume per body part because this is the most revealing aspect of this program. Chest, and right here you can see I have green, I have red, and I have brown. Brown is kind of like the yellow. I didn't use yellow because that's hard to see on the screen, but you have red, which is like a warning, green, which is okay, and yellow, which is kind of like neutral. Chest, 12 sets, 8 are bench. Chest volume I can live with on a weekly, and again, this is a weekly breakdown. I can live with that chest volume, but it's too much bench focus. Delts, you have 5 sets for your side front delts, hashtag WTF. That's a fail amount of volume, not enough. Back, 9 sets, not enough, considering this program has 139 weekly sets. And the thing that really bothers me is that for the rows, all we're doing is T-bar rows. There's no barbell rows. There's no dumbbell rows. It's just all T-bar rows. Just really odd and really unusual. If you like the T-bar row, great, but I don't really see why if you're going to only do 9 sets of back a week and there's no deadlifts in this program, floor deadlifts, that you have 5 sets of T-bars. It's really strange that Scott shies away from the deadlift, yet has beginners or trainees doing 10 sets of RDLs. Quads, you have 13 sets, but they're all squats. The volume I can live with, the weekly volume for quads I can live with, but not all squats. You need a little bit of variation. Obviously, there's trainees out there that respond really, really well to squats for quads, and there's trainees that struggle and they need a wider variety of leg exercises. If we're looking at muscle building, variety is not a bad thing. You can still do 5-6 sets of squats a week, but you could also work in hack squats, leg presses, any number of leg exercises. So this is really a little bit crazy. Hamstrings, again, no variation. We're doing 10 sets, all Romanian deadlifts. And as I mentioned before, I think this is an insane, especially for a newbie's back, but it would kill my back. In addition, RDLs are anaerobically intense, meaning they're very hard to recover from once you start building up in strength. They just they leave you short of breath. So all I can say is what is going on here. Traps, 5 sets, I can live with this. I would program like this, so I have no issue with that. Biceps, 8 sets, nothing excessive or unusual here. Triceps, we have 10 sets. 6 of them are close grip bench. Dear Scott, why more bench variation volume? We have 14 sets of benching a week, and this is excessive. It's overworking the movement pattern. It's a recipe for not only overuse injury, but you're putting a beginner in the position where they're doing 14 sets of bench with generally piss poor form. So this is just a recipe for fuckery, in my opinion. Rear delts, 8 sets. I don't really have a problem with that. Compared to 5 sets of delts, so I'm still scratching my head. Forearms, 16 sets. All I can say is, you okay, bro? Glutes, 10 sets. Again, you okay, bro? How about use some of this volume for quads? And, you can not only double down by using some of that volume for quads, but it would actually target the glutes and hips as well, where you wouldn't have to do all the air humping. Calves, 10 sets. I'm all right. It's a little high, but I'm okay with that. And abs, 19 sets. You okay, bro? So if you look at it, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 body parts. 4 of them get green lights. 8 of them get red lights, and 1 of them is kind of in the middle. Final recap for those of you that actually care. I think this is and I've been doing this for a long, long time. I've been looking at programming since the age of 18, and I've seen a lot of programs, and I can easily say, and this is my final judgment, this is one of the strangest, most bizarre programs I've ever seen, and I would not recommend it to anybody, in my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching, and let's get started. Dry muscle.